Good morning, sunshines from the weirdest layout rest stop somewhere here just west of Tallahassee. Must be near the time zone border because like every clock is different. Haven't seen that since a Royal Caribbean ship a long time ago. Either way, all right, I'm gonna hit the road, maybe do some scenic views, and then I will tell you about the time on my last trip. I held back. I know. I didn't know if I would share this, but I decided it's time. When I was stopped by the police. Made it to Panama City. This is Panama City, not Panama City Beach. I just stopped at a Publix. I have something for breakfast. Gonna probably get this at least uploaded and then off to, I forget what, oh my God, I forget what the little amusement park is called, but it's totally okay. Three rides today. One here in Panama City, one in Destin, and then one in Biloxi. So, super fun day, making my way to New Orleans. All right. Yes, I got stopped by the police on my last trip. And, you know, I debated on making a video like this, just talking about it, because, you know, getting stopped it seems to be very traumatic these days. And I don't know if it's something that, you know, I should be sharing given my circumstances or anything like that. And, but I thought, you know what, let's just do it. And I was watching, I actually had almost forgotten about it, but I was watching a video, actually several videos about other police encounters, and I thought I would just share my experience for everybody else. And I'm trying to make this as dramatic as possible because it was totally not dramatic. No. And that's what reminded me to do this, because I had kind of forgot about it. Watching videos about all these police interactions that just go way off the rails, right? And, you know, the commentary is like, well, look, if you just comply, and that is true. Now, granted, you know me and my position on government, but sometimes you have to realize that, you know, the right things are going on and things do not have to escalate the way that they do in these videos. It's wonderful entertainment, but, yeah, it's almost always, at least the ones that we see, the fault of the subject, right, for just not listening or even following the most basic instructions when it honestly doesn't matter. So here's what happened. I was leaving Myrtle Beach, headed toward Virginia, and it was in the evening, and I-95 is not really anywhere near Myrtle Beach, so I had to take some rural roads. I know that's so hard to say. Rural roads from Myrtle Beach back to 95, kind of heading north, right? There's a way to go like straight west, but that would have been kind of out of the way. No problem. I had just entered North Carolina, and it wasn't, I don't think it was that late even. It might have been, well, let me see. I finished at 6, 7, 8, maybe at 10 o'clock-ish, whatever. It was totally dark, by the way. And I was coming up on an intersection where I knew I had to turn. And I could see lights. Now, they weren't like flashing, but they were just lights of officialdom. So I get closer. I'm now wondering, okay, what's going on? Is there a traffic stop? Is there an accident or something? Maybe there's construction going on. Anything. It could have been anything. So I get closer, and it's a very weird scene, right? There are 2 or 3 patrol cars. Again, the lights are on, but they're not like flashing. So it was a little bit like, okay, what's going on? I figure, okay, maybe the road is closed and they're just directing traffic or something like that, or something else is going on. Maybe they're investigating an accident or something. So I'm fine. I don't want to like get in their way. So I slow down to a crawl. I try to see what's going on. Try to figure out if this is where I'm supposed to turn also. And then I see the officers just kind of moving in the shadows. And there's no street lights or anything. So it is just the headlights and their lights, and that's it. A little bit dangerous for them, honestly, because if somebody comes around that corner going fast, I don't know. Anyway, so I'm like, okay, fine. Let's just approach and see what's going on. And this is where, you know, it's like, let's see. Do you try to control the situation or not? Or be assertive? I'm like, okay, fine, whatever. Let's just state my intentions and whatever. So I put the window down. I approach very slowly. And I initiated the interaction by just asking, hi, can I turn here down Cherry Tree Lane? I think it wasn't Cherry Tree Lane, but it was close enough. I know. Yes, Cherry Tree Lane is what I'm going with. Right? So I initiated the conversation. And the officer responded, you know, in this very, very nice, comforting North Carolina accent. Yes. After you show me your ID. This is an ID check. Oh, okay. Sure. Now, of course, you know, split second, do I comply? You know, I'm trying to think, like, is this an instance where you have to comply? And there's probably debate. You know, some of the online lawyers might say you actually don't unless they actually have a probable cause or whatever, blah, blah, blah. You know, one of those things. But I think generally maybe they can. I don't know. I don't know the North Carolina statutes, but it doesn't matter. Here's the thing. It does not matter, okay? Right? At this particular time, this time I had nothing to hide. So I was like, okay, fine. Now, here, in retrospect, I realized this afterwards. I should have mentioned that the ID was in my glove box because I do know that officers on traffic stops, they don't like you reaching into compartments or anything like that. So I should have mentioned first, hey, it's in my glove box. I'm just going to grab it and whatever. But I wasn't, you know, I wasn't tired or anything like that. So I reach in, I grab my ID, and I hold it up like this. And I swear to God, I don't even know if he looked at it because he didn't move. He like flashed a flashlight on it like one time, like flash, and was like, okay, you're good. That's it. That was the sum total of the interaction. Okay.
Sorry, I don't understand.
Okay, I cannot stand the Google integration. Okay, it's ugh. Anyway, that was the sum total of the interaction. That was it. It was literally just a license check. So, and nothing. There was no consequence at all, and I was on my way. Now, I thought about, okay, here's the thing. I didn't mind doing this, by the way. I really didn't, because they're doing a license check, and I was like, okay, they probably do have a problem with like either unlicensed drivers or drag racing or something like that out on these rural roads, and that's what they're out there to stop. I don't want to get in their way, right? So they're actually doing something good. And you know what? If I can, I don't know, just be nice to them, even better. However, there is another question that we should ask ourselves, right? Was I profiled? Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, there we go. Is this better? Not really. Was I profiled? Probably. Yes, I absolutely 100%. I was probably profiled and almost immediately determined to be not a threat. And it's not for what you think, right? Because let's just examine the whole situation. Okay. Yes, I think I had just left. So I'm a clean cut, well kept, buff. Just give it to me. White guy driving an electric hatchback. Okay. Right. Given all those factors, probably registered a 0.5 on a threat matrix. Okay. I know some people are going to be like, oh, well, yeah, the white guy, blah, blah, blah. No. So, yes, I guarantee rolling up in a little electric car is probably not very threatening, right? So that probably decided the whole interaction right there, right? And then the fact that I was just like, okay, here you go. Again, I don't even know that he had time to look at the ID. He might have just looked at it and saw Florida and been like, ugh, I'm not dealing with this. You know, or he was not the droid we're looking for because we're looking for a local, something like that. That's very possible. That's very possible. So yes, was I profiled as a well-groomed white guy in an electric car? Absolutely, absolutely. Is the white guy the deciding factor? No. I guarantee you, any other person rolling up who was clean cut in a little electric hatchback that's not modified, by the way, right? Probably not a threat. Probably not the droid they're looking for. And they know that, right? So that was my interaction with the police. It was basically a non-interaction. And if they are out there looking for like dangerous behavior, that's fine. I don't want to get in their way. I really don't want to get in their way. So yeah, so that is my interaction with the cops versus what you see on Cops. Who remembers that TV show? Is that even still on? Either way, YouTube videos is where I see this now. These people freaking out over next to nothing, and yeah. So that was a story of me getting stopped by the cops and it being an absolute nothing burger, right? Because you know I was I was so tragically profiled and found to not be a threat. Wait, now I don't know how I feel about that. Anyway, okay, there you go. That's how you do it. Just don't make a big deal about it, and nothing. Yeah. Nothing will probably happen. Like I said, this time I didn't have anything to hide, so I was like, okay, whatever. All right, the day is about to start, so I'm going to eat and then get ready, and then we're going to go ride some roller coasters. How about that? Yes, and despite this little non-interaction, yes, you know what? I will say, it was a good learning experience. So I did love, or enjoyed, or found interesting every moment.